Okay. One thing you can do with a Joe, in terms of this movement, is just place it in front of you, like you would in a before starting the saburi, this way. Yeah, but just go into a kind of Tanenko move. You're gonna kind of bypass the Joe, moves into the center line of the body, and then you continue the rotation this way. You're just gonna kind of pivot around the Joe, so sliding the body in. Really find the center line and the Joe together, and then pivoting away. So each time, bring the center into the line of the Joe. Center moves in. Good. And then another movement you can do is the same start, working with an IRMI TENKAN. So now entering with a step, coming in. Again, the center is going to move into the Joe, and then you pivot around. In this case, you're changing hands, so center comes in, and then pivot around. Center moves in, pivoting around. So just a different way to the back foot coming in. In this case, if you can try and again separate the idea of doing something from the idea of just moving and looking for movements and exploring movements. In this case, don't think about function. So I get trapped by function in case of like I'm looking for something like a ski position, or I'm thinking about how do I kind of strike from this position. But really just think in terms of moving from the ground and bringing the Joe with me. So kind of forget that it's a weapon. It's just really an object that I want to connect with and connect the bodywork to. So don't really think about function, just think about bringing it all together. So just kind of playing with the stick, really. More than thinking of it as a tool. So just think of it as something to kind of connect to and move. And if you can try and do this now really in like one move, so moving and connecting. Moving and connecting. The simple ones are the easiest, the simple ones are the best. These kind of movements. Yeah, so try and kind of simplify it and make it, what we looked at yesterday, or what Paul looked at yesterday was this idea of the IKKYO. What I want to do is kind of simplify it a little bit. So you're just going to work with the hands and try and unify them to the body. So you're going to start with a square posture, connecting the hands work. And all I want you to do is just raise, connect the raise to the body, and then just dropping down. And you're just going to slightly rotate and take one side. So you're going to raise up from a neutral position, raise up with a feeling of being underneath the weapon, and then rotating down slightly, and finding the extension down with the body. And then just come back to a neutral position. You're going to raise up, and then drop down with the hip this way. Yeah, so without a posture, just raising, and then connecting the hip work down, and connecting down this way. So in this case, this is not stretching, so in this case, don't stretch up with the arms and then bring them down. So don't think about stretching, think about it just extension. So think about connection, extension here. But the arms I'm not stretching up with the arms, I'm just extending them here and then dropping them down with the hips. Guys, it's a different kind of feeling from the exercise at the beginning. So raising up, extension out, and then rolling the hips down this way. Rolling the hips down. You can also just play this a few times from here, rolling down with the hip. Hip. So ground, hips, and for the weapon. When you raise your arms, what you will feel naturally, if I do really nothing in the body, if I raise the arms, my body will naturally sink down into the ground. If I do it with tension and I raise my hands with my arms, what will happen is it'll lift the body up and unroot me from the ground. So I really have a feeling of sinking down and raising the arms. I'd really just do nothing in the body, just allow the energy you're feeling to sink and raise the arms by actually pressing down into the ground. So it's a feeling like the feet press into the ground rather than I lift the arms separately. So feel down. This is like hand up, you down. So your feeling goes down and the hands raised this way. And then from here, keep the feeling down. Roll them down this way. Yeah, roll them down this way. Yeah, get this kind of as it's just really a kind of key principle. So hand up, you down. Or you sink. To really think about in this case is that both hands are doing it, but both hands are doing it kind of equally. So both hands extend, and then from this point, it's not that I do one arm over the other. So this you'll get a kind of twisting motion with the arm. The shoulder comes out. I'm actually unbalanced. If I do this with a partner, in this case like this, the technique's really weak, and you can escape it very easily. But what I need to do is maintain the extension on the outside and the inside. So have the feeling that the center work connecting between the hands, and they're equally pressing. out, or equally extension. The extension is equal out. This hand's going this way, yeah, and this hand's extending out this way. But it's my center in between that's connecting here. So when you roll down, don't twist one arm, just press them both down into the ground. So they go down equally. Here, this way. Yes, this is when the extension is full. The technique is almost impossible to escape if you can get this extension. So just practice really the extension's full on both sides. And then try and watch this. It's a very small detail, but try and avoid this. When you come down, try and avoid pushing with the arms here like this. And what happens in this case is if I push through the joint system, it will lock my elbows up. So in this case, I end up like this. If I lock my arms in this case, I just become very rigid. This is kind of normal for our style to be quite rigid. So in this case, pushing will lead to a rigidity in the arms. And then I move like a kind of block. Okay, it looks like this kind of thing. So I never really want to straighten the arms. So I never want to give the arm like this. This is actually a weakness in the structure. So this is what you want to exploit in the other person when you take the IKKYO, is to actually exploit that weakness. But I don't want to ever give that weakness away. So when you do this, the arm's going to form a natural extension here. So it's fully extended, but it's not stretched out by pushing. Just this way. So look for a kind of natural arc in the joint. And then this creates a kind of flexibility in the technique that I can press weight through the whole body this way. But if I'm rigid, it just goes to kind of arm strength. So just look for this very last moment. Try and override this tendency to push and just coil into the ground with extension. We'll work with the Shomenuchi attack. So from here, the Joe's just going to be at the back side like this. So the back hip, the back foot, the Joe's going to be aligned here. You want to be just beyond the midpoint, somewhere kind of here. Okay, the front hand's going to perform the Shomenuchi. As you do it, raise it with the Joe. So you're going to kind of slide here like this, down the weapon. As the foot comes forward, this way. Just practice this first movement, so just the Shomenuchi. The Joe's very relaxed. You're in this kind of position. Don't be tense in the arms. Relax. And just shift in the front foot and find the Shomenuchi. Okay, the hands will work together this way. Yeah? So this is coming towards the head this way. And then just roll back down this way. Yeah? Just let the hand freely arc up this way. Connect it with the Joe work. You're going to finish with a kind of kokyu movement here on the end of the weapon here. Yeah, just try that. Just the very first movement. So from a neutral position, just sliding in. Just practice both sides. Just designed to create a response in the person. So coming towards the head this way. Now, as they do that, what you're going to do is arc the movement out to take the arm. So you're going to now bring the front hand in, and during that movement, I'm going to start to open out the hips. So this turns to this now, and then you find this position that you're in before. So this movement, arcing out with the hips and following through with the grip this way. So you provoke this, and then you arc the movement out here this way. Yeah, to draw them away from the balance. So here, this leads to this. Yeah. You can do this in 2 moves. 1, 2. Ideally, do this in 1. So now like this. You're going to finish in this position. Like this. Again, just do that movement. In terms of coordinating the handwork, you're going to bring out with the open hand here, and then as you move to this second arc, here, this hand's going to slide down and take here. So you're going into a gripping position. So this slides is open, and then as I move an arc across, this is the kokyu move, this, and then as I do it, I take the jaw with it. And then you reach full extension here, yeah? So open with kokyu, and then it rolls across. Take, and once you've got to here, just complete the technique. Bringing the arms down, and then taking the step in this way. Yeah, so really break this down. So 1, roll across with the grip, apply the hip work down, and then stepping in this way. So roll in, press the hips in, and slide in. So the overwhelming urge, especially when we're working with the partners, that as we grab, it creates tension in the arms and in the upper body. So if you can feel as you go grabbing, this way, and you can feel I'm here. I'm actually in the front of the body. Now, if I use this kind of power, way of using strength in the front of the body, it will automatically pull me out because I'm actually working with the contractions here. I'm working with bicep and the pectorals, and this will crunch the form up like this, and it'll become all upper body power. Try and really feel that when you grip, it doesn't tighten the body. So a strong grip should not tighten the joints. So really just practice a few seconds, really just gripping without tightening the joints. So really this is kind of a skill you need to really practice. It's like grip, but I'm not locked. Gripping, not locked. Just really try. So with the Urawaza's really a little bit more flexible than the Omote. So in this case, you're gonna really coil in the body this way. In this case, this foot just sink weight into it. Don't adjust it in any way. So you're not gonna come forward with it. Just gonna sink the weight into it. So later, this is really a strike this way. This way. You're gonna really have a sense of coiling, spiraling underneath. This way. So now find this position, and then just coil into the foot and find the extension. So you sink in, find the grip, and then coil the body in to the back. So you slide in, and then coil to the back. Yeah, give it a try. So the good. And in terms of the IKKYO, where it really fails, in this case, the Urawaza, where it really fails again is this idea of twisting. So as I rotate, the tendency is to go into the front arm and kind of twist the arms this way. And if I end up in these kind of positions, this is where I lose the extension. The person ends up in these kind of positions, and then they can just escape from it. What you need to do in this case is that the person is really drawn out from the balance this way. So it really needs extension here away. As soon as this extension's dropped, I'm free to move. Okay, so what you really have the feeling that you're catching the person's balance out, and I'm drawing the balance away into the toes. As soon as the arm gets twisted, I actually have a structure to lean on as an uke. So I have a structure to move, and I can just step away from it. Okay, so in this case, really have a sense of drawing out with the body here, especially in the outside hand. He's going to really coil out this way. This way. So you're totally drawing the arm away from the person. So you're denying them any sense of balance, but you're not twisting the arm anyway. In this case. Do one more. Yeah, give it a try. For the NIKKYO, for the Omote, because it involves this really nice hand chain. So this is really about connecting the handwork to the jaw. So we're practicing this way with the jaw. In this case, you're going to be further up the jaw. So a little bit on the middle, a little bit further towards the front here. So just explore the difference. If I'm too far at the back in this case, yeah, I can't find the gap in the jaw to be able to find the rotation. So you're a little bit higher in the jaw. Find the same movement here. Keep this hand open. You're going to cut it down with extension here. And then you're going to wrap the hand around. Do this. Find this movement. Yeah. If you want, just focus on the handwork. So you slide here, cut down with the body, and then you go to this position. This position. So I lead it with the thumb here, and then I wrap it this way. So this. Yeah. So you can just practice the handwork if you like. Sliding, cutting down this way. Yeah. Give it a try. And then completing the movement. So from here, bringing the hand in, cutting across. Really now, you're going to go with the hip and cut down. This with a sense of extension. In this case, I keep the hand open in this case, and I don't grab the arm. So you don't grab like the IKKYO, you keep this open. The feeling here is strong extension. If the person moves the arm, this comes in with a strike. This is actually a live cut. It's here. They keep the contact to protect themselves. If they release it, this fist comes in. So this comes down, and then you coil here, this way. You're going to take this way, and then in the case of the NIKKYO, the pin, with the arm, I go through as if with the end of the jaw is thrust into the ground. Yeah. So this comes in like this. You cut down, grab, here, twist in, and then here you press in with the ground, with the jaw, as if it's a spear, and you're pressing it into the ground. Yeah. So with extension, compress here, then press in with the body. It goes right through the joint. You can't do this with a person, with a live person. This is really a dangerous. Just destroys the shoulder. But in this case, you can do it with the jaw. So you come here, press, and then really get the sense of thrusting through and into the ground this way. Yeah, give it a try. This is the difference in the. This This is what's different between the NIKKYO and the IKKYO. So connecting this and then thrusting in.